Hey everyone, welcome to Recapss. The story begins many centuries ago when a scientist named Victor Frankenstein tried something no man had ever dared before. Using parts of dead bodies, he stitched together a human form. Then, with the force of electricity, he gave life to this lifeless body. But the very moment the experiment succeeded, Victor looked at his creation and was filled with fear. His own invention frightened him. Afraid of what he had brought into the world, he wrapped the creature tightly, like a mummy, and threw it into the river, hoping it would be lost forever. But fate was different. The creature did not die. Because of the strange power inside him, he survived, and from the river he rose again. His heart burned with anger against the man who had created and abandoned him. He returned to Victor's house, and there, in a storm of rage, he killed Victor's wife mercilessly. His revenge was complete. After this, the creature left, wandering north into the frozen lands of ice and snow. Victor, filled with grief and rage, followed him, desperate to avenge his wife. But the cold was crueler than his hatred. The deadly chill swallowed Victor's life, and he fell, never to rise again. The creature had hated Victor deeply, but in that final moment, he still remembered. It was Victor who had given him life. So, with a strange respect, he buried Victor beside his family's graves. It was then, in the silence of that frozen place, that the creature heard a strange sound behind him. He turned, and his eyes met something terrifying, a demon, glaring at him with burning rage. The demons wanted this creature to join their side, to fight with them. But the creature refused. He stood against them with defiance. A fight broke out. The demon attacked with fury, throwing the creature against the wall of a building. The creature fell, his strength shaking. The demon pressed its claws around his throat, trying to choke the life out of him. Desperate to survive, the creature's hand found a dagger nearby, a weapon carved with mysterious holy symbols. With all his power, he thrust the dagger into the demon's chest. At once, fire erupted. The demon screamed as his body was consumed by flames, burning into ash in seconds. And then something even stranger happened. A stone statue nearby, a great and frightening figure, opened its eyes. The statue was alive. Soon, more of these stone giants came to life, their wings spreading wide. These were the gargoyles. The creature, however, was still fighting. More demons surrounded him, and though he battled with all his might, his strength faded. Exhaustion crushed him, and finally, he fell unconscious. One demon, filled with rage, lifted him and began beating him, but did not kill him. The demon had a plan to deliver this creature to Nibirius, their dark master. But before they could succeed, the gargoyles arrived. With weapons blessed by heaven, they struck down the demons one by one. As each demon was slain, fire consumed them, their souls dragged back into the pits of hell. When the battle ended, two gargoyles, Ophir and Keziah, changed into their human forms. They looked at the unconscious creature carefully. This was no ordinary man. This being was something special. He had survived the fury of demons. Later, the creature wandered back toward Victor's grave. There, lying near the tomb, he found Victor's diary. The book contained all the knowledge of his creation. When the creature finally awoke, he was no longer free. Ophir and Keziah had taken him, and he now lay in a strange chamber, bound by chains. His wrists and ankles were tied tight. At that moment, Queen Leonore, the ruler of the gargoyles, entered with her loyal guard, Gideon. Gideon's eyes were full of suspicion. He said the creature should be killed immediately. Hearing this, the creature thrashed against his chains, struggling to break free. Ophir and Keziah pressed blades against his throat, ready to strike if he resisted. They explained to the queen that the demons had tried to recruit this creature to their side. Gideon's voice rose in anger again. This was even more reason to destroy him. But Leonore raised her hand and silenced Gideon. She looked into the creature's eyes deeply. What she saw there was not only rage or violence. She saw traces of humanity. Because of this, she gave the creature a name, Adam. Adam was released, and Leonore showed him the great gargoyle palace. She told him the truth. The demons had attacked under the orders of the Dark Prince Nibirius, and the gargoyles existed to fight the demons, to protect mankind. Leonore asked Adam to stay with them for his safety, and to help in this eternal war. But Adam shook his head. He had no wish to fight a war that had nothing to do with him. Even so, Ophir and Keziah took him to a chamber filled with weapons. They told him that only holy weapons, marked with the gargoyle symbol, could kill demons. Whenever a demon died, its soul would be dragged back to hell, imprisoned there until the end of time. Gargoyles, on the other hand, went to heaven when they fell. Only beings without souls could truly destroy gargoyles. Adam tried the weapons one by one until finally he chose one to keep. With that, he left the palace. Meanwhile, Leonore ordered that Victor's diary be hidden safely inside a vault, for no one else should possess its dangerous knowledge. Adam walked his own path. Time passed. Decades turned into centuries. He wandered the world, but his body never aged. Wherever he went, demons hunted him. They attacked again and again, but Adam grew stronger. He learned how to fight, how to kill. Sometimes he set traps before they arrived, destroying them before they could even reach him. But no matter where he ran, the demons always found him. At last, Adam understood. Nowhere in the world was safe. He could never escape them. One day, after centuries of wandering, he returned to the city. When he saw it again, after so long, the changes stunned him. Towers of steel and glass rose high. Lights burned everywhere. The world had transformed. Seeking answers to his own existence, Adam entered a crowded club. His eyes caught sight of a strange man, different from the rest. Curious, Adam followed him into a lonely alley. But shadows moved. From the darkness, a demon leapt out at Adam. They struggled, and Adam's hand gripped the demon's throat. With a harsh voice, Adam demanded, "Where is Nibirius?" Just then, a policeman appeared. Adam, caught in the moment, pulled the demon close, using it as a shield. But the demon broke free, shattered Adam's weapon, and with cold blood murdered the officer. Two more demons rushed forward. Adam fought with ferocity, and within seconds he destroyed them. The first demon, terrified, fled. Adam gave chase, climbing to the roof of a building. But the demon leapt from the edge, vanishing into the night. Before Adam could follow, powerful wings seized him. A gargoyle carried him high into the sky. Far below, a demon watched silently, seeing Adam taken away. In another place, hidden deep inside a secret lab, two scientists, Tara and Carl, worked on an experiment. They had strapped the body of a dead rat into a strange machine. Electricity surged, and suddenly, the rat's heart began to beat again. Tara gasped, but only a few moments later, the rat collapsed, its body failing. The machine went dead. Carl, however, smiled. For him, even those few heartbeats were victory. Life had returned, if only for a moment. Watching them from the shadows was their master, Nibirius himself. At that time, the same demon who had fought Adam came before Nibirius. He told the story, twisting and exaggerating it. But Nibirius was not easily fooled. He saw through the lies. His fist struck the demon with brutal force. Meanwhile, Adam was brought to the Gargoyle Palace once again. The one carrying him revealed himself. It was Ophir. From the darkness, many more gargoyles appeared. They bound Adam's hands and feet with iron chains, and Gideon fastened a collar tightly around his neck. They dragged him into a chair and tied him down. Leonore entered, her voice calm but strong. She said their war must be fought in the shadows, hidden from mankind. Gideon's eyes burned with anger. He accused Adam of recklessness, saying it was because of him that a policeman had died. After this, Leonore and Gideon sat together and decided that the safest thing would be to keep Adam locked away. But Adam's eyes burned with anger. His voice rose in fury as he shouted that Leonore was no different from Nibirius. The words struck like knives. At once, Leonore's face turned hard, cold, and unshaken, like a stone statue filled with silent rage. At the same time, far away, Nibirius gave his own order. With a voice sharp like thunder, he commanded his demons to capture Adam alive. At once, a horde of angry demons rushed into the streets, their growls echoing in the night. From the high roof of the palace, the gargoyles saw the demons moving below. Without hesitation, the gargoyles spread their mighty wings and attacked, and soon a brutal war filled the sky. Fire lit up the darkness as the gargoyles burned demons one by one. But this was only part of the demons' plan. Hidden on the rooftops of tall buildings, Zuriel waited with his army. At the right moment, he and his soldiers leaped together toward the palace. Suddenly, the balance changed. The demons grew stronger, and gargoyles began to fall. Each time one was struck down, its soul rose like blue light, vanishing into the heavens. Seeing this, Gideon grew restless. He quickly sent Ophir to guard Adam. Then he gripped his weapons tightly, joined 3 of them together, and formed a single mighty weapon that glowed with power. With burning courage, he stepped forward to face the invading demons. In the next moment, hundreds of demons stormed the palace, their attack like a black wave. The clash was terrible, But Gideon and two of his companions fought side by side with incredible strength and bravery, throwing demons back and cutting them down. At one point, Gideon hurled demons out of the window with sheer force. Then, transforming into his gargoyle form, he soared into the sky to continue the fight above. Meanwhile, Ophir and Keziah stayed near Adam, guarding him. Adam, however, could no longer stay silent. With steady determination, he said that without him, they could never win this battle. "Set me free," he demanded. At last, Ophir agreed. He released Adam and placed a weapon in his hand. That very moment, loud banging shook the doors. The demons were breaking in. Adam wasted no time. He smashed the door apart, using it as a shield, and charged into the enemy with fearless strength. Behind him, Ophir and Keziah also fought, striking demons down one after another. But in the chaos, a demon struck Keziah hard in the back. She cried out in pain and collapsed. Ophir, too, was hit by a deadly blow, and before Keziah's eyes, he fell and died. At that moment, the great clock struck midnight. The heavy bell rang across the battlefield. Gideon, standing at the top tower of the palace, heard it. From above, he looked down and saw his warriors falling one by one. Fury boiled inside him. He let out a roar of rage and dove downward like a storm. Any demon that crossed his path was torn apart, its head cut off in a single strike. His terrifying power made many demons lose their courage, and they began to flee. The remaining gargoyles chased them through the night sky. Inside, Adam tried to tend to Keziah's wounds, but she stopped him. With weak breath, she told him she needed no help. Her heart belonged to Ophir, and his to her. Yet because of gargoyle law, they were never allowed to be together. Now, she said softly, they would finally meet in heaven and be one forever. As she spoke her last words, her soul rose as blue light, drifting upward to the sky. Soon after, Adam caught a demon and tried to force information from him. At the same time, Leonore commanded her guards to send help to the other gargoyles. But suddenly, a demon smashed through the palace window. In a flash, it struck Leonore and dragged her away, capturing her. Adam then discovered the truth. The whole battle had been a trick. The demon's real goal was not to win in numbers, but to draw Gideon and his guards away from the palace. With them gone, Leonore could be taken. Moments later, gargoyles brought a captured demon before Adam. Adam beat him fiercely, demanding to know where Leonore had been taken. The demon refused to speak, but when Adam threatened to throw him into holy water, smoke began to rise from the demon's skin in pain. Finally, terrified, the demon confessed. Zuriel wanted to use Leonore's life as a bargain, to force Adam to join him. Hearing this, Adam's anger flared. Without mercy, he plunged the demon into the holy water and killed him. Then he walked out of the palace with burning resolve. A short while later, Gideon returned and learned the whole story. Without delay, he went straight to the vault. The gargoyles warned him that removing anything from the vault was against their sacred law. But Gideon would not listen. He entered, retrieved Victor's diary, and bowed his head in prayer, asking God's forgiveness for breaking the law. Not long after, Gideon arrived at the very building where Zuriel had imprisoned Leonore. Soon Adam also reached the place, but he kept himself hidden in the shadows. Demons quickly gathered, surrounding Gideon. In desperation, Gideon offered them a deal: Victor's diary in exchange for Leonore's freedom. Leonore, still strong in spirit, told him not to do it. But Gideon ignored her plea and placed the diary at Zuriel's feet. As Zuriel bent down to pick it up, Gideon seized the moment. He grabbed Leonore and soared away with her into the night. At that same moment, Adam stepped out of the darkness. He stood firm and began fighting the demons with all his might. Meanwhile, Zuriel escaped with the diary. Adam slaughtered every demon that stood in his way, finishing them quickly. Then, with no time to waste, he began chasing after Zuriel. Zuriel reached a special building. Using a card, he opened an elevator and entered. Adam killed a demon nearby, stole its card, and followed him inside. Inside the underground chambers, Zuriel handed Victor's diary to Naberius. At the same time, a scientist named Malachi was working on a corpse, carving demonic symbols into its skin for experiments. Once Zuriel and Naberius left, Adam sneaked into the lab. His eyes widened. In a secret storage hall, thousands of bodies hung in the dark. These were the dead that Naberius planned to awaken and turn into demons. Meanwhile, Naberius gave the diary to Carl and Tara. As they read, they discovered Victor's secret. He had used electric eels to generate lightning power, the same power that had brought Adam to life. Suddenly, they realized that this very electricity flowed inside Adam's body. This was why killing him was almost impossible. While Adam continued searching, he entered an observation room. There, his eyes froze on one sight, Tara holding the diary in her hands. Without warning, he crashed through the glass window and landed before her. The lab alarm screamed loudly. Tara, trembling in fear, quickly handed the diary to Adam. At once, guards rushed into the lab. Adam stepped back, preparing for danger. But then Nabirius appeared. With one command, he ordered the guards to stop. Slowly, he walked toward Adam himself. His voice was calm, yet filled with dark power. He told Adam to leave the gargoyles and join him, so together they could uncover deeper truths. Then Nabirius reached out his hand, trying to touch Adam. But Adam did not move away. Instead, with unshakable strength, he grabbed Nabirius's hand tightly. Nabirius's eyes suddenly changed color for a moment, a sign of his hidden rage. At that same time, Zuriel came forward to protect his master, but Adam quickly jumped out of the window and escaped. He crashed through the roof of a tunnel and landed directly on a moving train. Struggling but steady, he pulled himself to the door and finally slipped inside one of the compartments. There, he opened Victor's diary. As Adam turned the pages, he read everything about Victor's experiments. When he saw his own face drawn in the diary, a wave of fear and shock ran through him. His hands trembled, and suddenly he slammed the diary shut, unable to read more. Meanwhile, Nabirius told Tara to go home and rest. But deep inside, Nabirius already knew the truth. Adam would come to Tara to understand the secrets inside the diary. And soon, that prediction became real. Adam followed Tara through the city streets, watching her from the shadows. Tara, too, began to feel uneasy, realizing someone was after her. She tried to hide, but Adam appeared behind her in an instant. He covered her mouth, but softly promised that he meant no harm. He asked her to trust him and come along. As they walked together, Adam began telling Tara about the endless war between demons and gargoyles, a war that had lasted for centuries. When they finally reached Adam's hideout, he pushed open the door. The sound echoed, and Zuriel heard it. Inside, Adam revealed the truth. Nabirius wanted to use Victor's experiments to create an army of powerful creatures like him. Tara refused to believe such a thing. But then Zuriel appeared in his monstrous form, and Tara's eyes widened. Now she knew Adam was telling the truth. A brutal fight broke out between Adam and Zuriel. The battle raged with fury until Zuriel threw Adam from the rooftop and leapt down after him. He pressed his sword to Adam's neck. Adam warned him, "I have seen the Chamber of Corpses. Nabirius will never control so many creatures." Zuriel laughed coldly and replied, "He does not need to control them. Demonic spirits from hell will command them. These creatures, like you, have no soul." Then Zuriel snatched the diary and mocked Adam, saying there was no need to keep him alive anymore. As Zuriel raised his weapon to kill him, Tara rushed out and stopped him. She said that for her experiment to move forward, she still needed Adam alive. Distracted for a moment, Zuriel let his guard down. Adam quickly pulled out his hidden blade and struck Zuriel, burning him to ashes instantly. The flames nearly consumed the diary as well, but Tara snatched it from Zuriel's burning hands just in time. Later, at Adam's hideout, Tara tended to his wounds. She gently told him, "You are human. You will always remain human. Only the beast inside you can make you a monster, nothing else." Adam listened silently, then drifted into sleep. That night, Tara read Victor's diary again. By morning, when Adam woke, she told him that she had finished the diary and discovered the secret of bringing creatures to life. She explained Victor's dream, that Adam would one day have a companion. Now she wanted to fulfill that dream. Just then, Tara received a call from Carl. They agreed to meet in the evening. But unfortunately, Nabirius' guards overheard every word. Later, Tara prepared to leave for the meeting. Before she left, she told Adam not to follow her. Adam, worried for her safety, handed her his own knife. When Tara finally met Carl, the truth came out. Carl had called her under Nabirius' orders. Shocked and betrayed, Tara tried to defend herself with Adam's knife, but one of the guards twisted her wrist and snatched it away. At the same time, Adam was captured by gargoyles and brought before Leonore. He told her everything about Nabirius' true intentions and warned that Tara's life was in danger. Leonore promised to support him and Tara and allowed Adam to leave. But as soon as he left, Leonore secretly ordered Gideon to follow Adam, steal the diary, and kill him. Later, while Adam walked through a lonely alley, he heard strange sounds. He entered a building, picked up an axe, and prepared for danger. Reaching his hideout, he found the diary lying on the floor, but Tara was missing. In the reflection of a glass, he saw a shadow. Suddenly, Gideon attacked, smashing Adam through the wall. Adam barely escaped as Gideon chased him mercilessly, slamming him against wall after wall. At last, Gideon lifted Adam high, but Adam managed to grab Gideon's weapon and stab him. Gideon froze in shock as blue light burst from him, his soul ascending to heaven. Adam whispered, "I have no soul. How could you kill me?" Gideon vanished, leaving only his clothes. Meanwhile, in Naberius's lab, Tara refused to help him. Furious, Naberius killed Carl in front of her, forcing her to obey. With no choice, Tara began Victor's experiment to bring Carl back to life. At the same time, Malachi copied the experiment and started reviving hundreds of corpses. On the screens, the percentage of progress grew slowly. Adam found the same knife he had given Tara. Rage filled his heart. He burned Victor's diary in flames and stormed toward Naberius's lab. To make sure gargoyles followed him, he raised his arms, letting them see him. As expected, gargoyles and demons clashed. Adam fought like a storm, crushing enemies one by one. Leonore realized Adam had led them here on purpose. Now gargoyles and demons battled fiercely, filling the night with chaos. Inside the lab, Tara tried to shut the machine down, but Naberius caught her and lifted her by the neck. He threw her toward the machine, where thousands of volts of power surged. At the last moment, Adam caught her midair, but he himself was struck by the deadly electricity. They both crashed to the ground. Naberius then revealed his plan. He marked Adam's forehead with a demonic sign, calling spirits from hell. Around them, corpses screamed as dark souls entered their bodies. The experiment neared 92% completion. Tara watched in horror. Leonore and her gargoyles destroyed the lab equipment. But one creature reached 100% and stood alive. Leonore killed it immediately. Meanwhile, the demonic spirit reached Adam, wrapping around him, trying to claim him. Naberius shouted, "Welcome to the world of demons." But Adam resisted. With burning eyes, he wiped the demonic mark from his forehead. Nothing happened. Then it was revealed. Adam had a soul all along. With newfound strength, he raised his blade and carved the gargoyle symbol onto Naberius's chest. Naberius exploded in flames, his monstrous body torn apart in a thunderous blast. The building began to collapse. Adam caught Tara before she could fall. Naberius's burning soul sank into the depths of hell. Leonore and the others escaped the destruction. Finally, when the dust settled, Adam stood with Tara and Leonore. He had discovered his true purpose. "From now on, I will fight for humanity," he declared. "I am Adam, but I take my father's name, Frankenstein." And thus, Adam walked into the night, ready to fight the darkness forever.
Subscribe. Join next time for another story that makes you think and feel. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.